Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2017, and welcome back to Upton Farms. So, excitement, as always. We are... My volume adjusted. I seem to get this wrong, at least in my own ear. So it's afternoon of the third day of autumn. We started with 400,000 liters of silage in this pit. We're down to 50,000, give or take. And we finally, after some trial and error, got our course play working properly. And it's been running, and just running and running. And that's how we got this pit nearly empty. So I had to make some choices in the meantime about all kinds of stuff. We're not able to harvest crops till tomorrow. Grain crops. But I didn't want to waste the whole day. So, what I'd like to do is water the sheep, because they need some water. And then, we're going to do a little mowing, just this evening. Because we can't harvest till tomorrow, and I didn't want to waste the rest of the day. And this clamp will be empty soon. This bunker will be empty. And when it is, we can start putting chaff in it. If it's not empty, we can put it down at the bottom of the hill. So it rained all day, just stopped raining, and first thing I ran up here to start getting some things done. Crops are still wet, so we couldn't harvest them anyway, even if they were ripe, I guess. So, right, let's get our sheep taken care of. Let me take a look here, and they need some grass too. We'll figure that out. We may be able to give them some of the grass that we harvest, that we mow today. And I'll, pardon me, when I get done here, set the brake, can't have a tractor drifting away. When I get done here, I'll show you what's going on with the grass. And why I decided to do a little mowing. We had to spend some money, and we made some money with the silage for sure. We made, I believe, when it's all totaled up, it'll be about 150,000 pounds. We had a 240,000 pound loan, so that would put us at 150. Sorry, that would put us at about minus 100,000. But then we had to buy some stuff. So I think we're going to end up between 150 and 180,000 still in debt, which is a little disheartening to sell 150,000 pounds of silage on a 250,000 pound loan and still end up 180,000 pounds in debt. But that's the way it goes. Got to spend money to make money. But I think, pardon me, I hope it's all coming together. Where the healing starts. We're also getting quite a bit of digestate going in our pit, so we'll be able to use that to fertilize and not have to buy pellet fertilizer for the broadcast spreader. However, to use it, of course, we'll have to get a slurry sprayer, and those are kind of expensive, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Probably won't be till next spring. So yeah, in the meantime, I thought let's start getting that bunker filled up again. And if I time this just right, by the time we get back up to the top of the hill with our first load of chaff, the bunker will be, if not completely empty, then almost empty. And that's all I'm going to do today, because we did grass work fairly recently. I'm not going to do a ton of grass work today. There's going to be a little sort of housekeeping, get the sheep taken care of. I'm going to take you down and show you some of the new equipment that we got, and some of the new, I guess the new techniques almost that we're going to be using that will hopefully save unbelievable amounts of time. That is the goal, because we've been spending a lot of time mowing with the setup that we had. That was all we could afford, but I think it's time to step our game up a little bit. And thankfully I did get course play sorted out, and we were able to get that entire pit emptied. It was a challenge. It took quite a bit of trial and error, but eventually we did get it working, and we were able to get the pit empty. I keep calling it the pit, the bunker. We were able to get it empty while we were able to do other things. We got all our grass fields fertilized, did some housekeeping back at the farm, all the regular stuff. So I can tell you, as we're getting this dropped off, my concern was that we were spending too much time mowing. It was just taking way too much time to mow with that single offset mower. And then we had to rake. And then we were making a lot of trips with that 25,000 liter tipper. So you can see where I'm headed with this. We had 3 goals. One was to mow a wider swath and save some time on the mowing. The second would be to consolidate or somehow eliminate the rake. And then the third would be to make fewer trips with the tipper. And I think I found a way to do all those things. And we've got some new equipment down at the store. We're going to go pick it up right now. Get these little gangsters taken care of. I'm watching, glance out of the corner of my eye there, up on the top left, and making sure that that T6 is still working. Toward the end of a bunker, horseplay can get a little confused when there's very little silage left in the bunker, and that's fine, because it did get, I mean, we went from 400,000 down to 50,000, so it essentially scooped and dumped 350,000 liters of silage on its own. Once I got it started, once we got it sorted, it was able to do that on its own. So kudos to Courseplay. It's a very frustrating mod, but once you get it working, it can save you a lot of time. Right. So let's drive down to the store. I got goodies. Oh, I got goodies. And then I'll also show you why I think this is going to be a good idea. I don't get caught on the wheel here. Right. So the sheep are happy for the moment. T6 is happy for the moment. Everybody's happy. And just in the time that we've been doing our thing here, it's made another half a dozen trips at over 3,000 liters per scoop. That's another, what, 18 tons that it's taken out of 50. So there's really not a lot left in there. And what is left, like I said, if it does get stuck or get bogged down when we head back up to the top of the hill, we'll just hop in manually and scoop the last little bit out. But I've seen it, not always, but I've seen it on occasion go down and get the actual last single liter. And you don't need to be at 0. I think you can be at less than 1,000 maybe, and it just calls it empty. When the game code is showing any silage at all in a bunker, it won't let you dump chaff in it, or it conflicts somehow. It needs to be 100% empty. When FS17 first came out, I think that was a bug until the first patch, the first update. The problem emptying the bunker. Right. And we do have one more day, one more overnight until our crops are ready to harvest, so I wanted to do this now while we could. Right. So the reason we don't have a front weight on this T7, if you had a keen eye, you noticed, is because we got new mowers. And these are Pottingers. They are a mod, and they're awesome because they have the belts on the rear. the back butterfly mower does have belts. So it will make a swath. We won't need to rake, and that will save us one whole evolution of labor. All right. So get these hooked up. That's not very square. Alright, and I'm going to pull the T7 over, may as well. Ugh! Break my brand new mower. Just run it into the end of the island there. Jeezy Pete, right. So, get some fuel in there. And I also sold the Western trailer and got this Stewart silage. Ah! Let me hit the vape and start again. I also sold the Western and got this Stewart silage trailer, which is 37 tons versus 25. So we get 50% more, so theoretically we're making what? A third less trips? A quarter less trips? Algebra? Math? And here's why this is important. If you look on this side of the map, there we go. (3329), this little subfield in here, and the no number field, the unnumbered field between the dairy and the pigs. These are all second growth stage, and they're all triple fertilized, except for this one. But that's a tremendous amount of grass that can be harvested. We've also got these fields here below number 46, and then this one below number 40. And by the time we're done with all this, then the fields by our farm and the fields over by the livestock dealer will be in third growth stage again as well and can be harvested again. So I figured rather than waste an entire day, let's go ahead and do this now and at least get some chaff in there, right? This evening, and then tomorrow we're just going to need to take out a massive loan. And either buy or rent a combine harvester. I thought our debt would be lower, but I wasn't counting on buying new mowers and a new tipper. Now we sold our rake, we sold our old mower, we sold our old tipper, naturally. Let's go do this one because it's bigger. So we did sell some equipment, and that helped, but it was still quite an expense. So, unfold. Unfold. Those belts are down by default. Fat swath, one fat windrow, no raking. So this is going to save us quite a bit of time, and I'm hoping that bumping up the capacity of the tipper and making less trips, that will be a lot more efficient going back and forth to the bunker, to the clamp. I hope. It's always the goal. So we did have to spend some money, but now we got 400,000 liters in there with first cut. Second cut, I would like to get 600 to 700,000 liters, which would be at the current price 300,000 pounds. and that would really help us out. Plus what we're going to get from selling crops. I mean, and look at the size of this windrow. This is a massive amount of grass. So we'll be mowing into the dark tonight. I won't take the episode that far. I'll cut it off before it gets dark. But I think this made the most sense, particularly if we have to get the TC5, the small combine harvester. I'd like to get, it's the CR990 with the 32-foot header. I don't want to get the 45-foot header because we still have some smaller fields to do, like this one to our left right there. I don't know how I feel about a 45-foot header, trying to maneuver it around in there. So the TC5 is made for a 25-foot header. I think that's a little too small. It can take the 32-foot header. It can't take the 40 or the 45, but it'll take a 32-foot header, and it works on there. So, I mean, if we can take out a big enough loan to get the CR990 and the 35-foot header, yeah, let's do it. But I don't think we're going to be able to. I think the smart play is going to be the TC5. It'll work. And the thing is, you know, if we do go with the CR990, it's what, like 3 times as expensive. It's almost 400,000 euro, 400,000 pounds plus the header. Right? That's quite a bit. And then we need to get a tipper as well. So, you know, you're looking at 500,000 pounds. If we're almost 200,000 pounds in debt, then we borrow another 500,000 on top of that. We're 700,000 pounds in debt. And even if we get 300,000 for silage that we're mowing right now, putting up right now, that still leaves us 400,000 in debt. If we get 200,000 for crops this fall, then we're carrying 200,000 pounds of debt over the winter. And I don't know that I want to carry that kind of debt. Not emotionally, just a game. But I mean, practically, from a simulation perspective of you know, imagining that we're running a real business, I don't know that I want to carry that kind of debt. So maybe we go with the TC5, maybe we go with the CR990. Let's see. And I feel like getting this grass put up is the smart play as well. So we'll see. Now the other thing we can do is we can sell a tractor. And I've been thinking about that. And the reason why is these New Hollands, and I've said this before, I don't know if it's unique to this map or to seasons or to these tractors in this New Holland pack, or if it's a combination and how it all works out. But I feel like these tractors just plummet in value. So, and we paid, let's say as an example, we paid 250,000 pounds for a tractor. And we can sell it for 150,000. It's a big loss, but it's better than keeping it another few months and suddenly it's worth 40,000 pounds. So I guess what I'm saying is we got some good use out of it, and if we sell it now, maybe it can offset the cost of the big combine harvester. We don't carry a ton of debt, we make some money, and then we buy another tractor in the spring, or just try to squeeze through next year with 3 tractors instead of 4. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at? Even with the bigger tipper, I feel like it's just going to be filling up. I mean, this is second growth stage with 3 layers of fertilizer. This is just a massive amount of grass. This is awesome. So yeah, if we could get 600 to 700 tons in the bunker, and we'll probably run out of time, because remember, we need to do this, and then we also need to harvest our crops, just harvest our regular crops. So, and we also have to decide if we want to store them or sell them. Right? Sell them now, money in our pocket right now, store them, sell them later. We will be carrying debt, but we'll get a lot more later. So is the interest that we're going to pay on our loan offset by the extra money that we get for selling the crops, when some of them, particularly canola and soybeans, they can be worth like twice as much if we wait. So think about that too. Oh, and we can sell some, keep some, right? We can like sell all our canola and put the soybeans up. Plenty of options there. This is so much faster. I mean, it's 3 times as fast with the butterfly mowers. So we'll get this put away, run over to the store. Trying to find some out of the way place for this. Don't really think there is one. Driving across our windrow here. Maybe right here. I think this is where we parked the rake last time. Right. Brakes on. Engine off. Nope, it's too far. Go out this way. If we go this way, it takes us right to the store rather than going around the horn. T6 is still moving. Sheep need grass. Not critically. And I don't know how I feel about... giving them grass out of the silage tipper. I mean, it's just grass. It doesn't even have any silage additive in it. So, really, I mean, it's okay. I just... feels like we're skipping a step. Maybe we will drop the tipper at the sheep meadow, grab that little loading wagon, bring it down, fill it up. I'll do that off camera. But maybe we'll do that. So we're doing it. Missed it. Oh, I didn't even think. What if this doesn't want to hook up? What if the connection is different? No, it should go on there. It's just a regular, it looks like a pin hitch. Yeah. Right. Can I make this turn? Sure can. I like Gearbox, but I agree, sometimes it's really going through those gears fast. I would like it to maybe start in a higher gear instead of dropping all the way down to first when you stop. Alright. So, this way, so we don't... And we just got half a load of silage. We just got 774 pounds instead of 1,500, so I'm wondering if we're empty. We'll find out in a minute. Right. Unfold. So pipe out. Turn it on. And this is what, 37 tons? You said? Still on the kicks to fill up. See if we make it one full headland, or if it's less than that. I'm curious myself. Either way, it's going to be, well, it's 50% more, so that's, I want to say that's a third less trips. Yeah, I think so. It's not half as many trips, because that would be twice the size. I don't know. I am no mathlete. I'm not even kidding, man. I'm not a dumb guy, but math is just my weak spot. right so far, not quite halfway there. So maybe. 'Cause it looks like we're more than halfway around. Nope. Don't know why I jumped in there instead of staying to the outside, but sometimes that happens. I know what I'll do. Go over here and turn around. I sort of need to anyway. So it all works out. Right. But that would be fantastic if the clamp emptied just as we got there. Just 34, 35, 36, 37. One of my favorite things about this Stewart trailer. There's two versions of this. There's one that was on like Mod Hoster, and there's another one that was on the Giants Mod Hub. And I believe the one that made it to the Giants Mod Hub, one of the adjustments they had to make was to take off this little strobe light on the back because it's a script of some kind, maybe? I don't know. But I know the one on the Giants Mod Hub does not have that light. I don't know why, it's just one of those things that makes me happy. Love that light. Right. Let's take this up to the clamp. See how things are looking up there. And we'll probably call it an episode right there. Because what did we do? We got the T6 started, finishing off the clamp, watered the sheep, picked up the mowers, put diesel in the T7, mowed, went back over, picked up the forager and the tipper, picked up a load of silage, and we're going to take it up to the clamp and dump it. I'm going to call that a full episode. I think that's adequate, is it not? I think it is. And this is, I mean, at this rate, we had what, 400,000 in there total. 400,000 in the clamp total. I'm looking at this field. I mean, I think we're going to get, if we fill this thing 3 times, that's 100 tons out of one field. And there's still, I guess, 2 more fields down this way, east side of the map, plus everything on the other side of the map. So yeah, I would love to get, I mean, ideally we'd get 1,000 tons in there. Not likely. But I think we can get 600 to 700 tons, no problem. And that is, I mean, it's not glamorous. Making silage isn't glamorous, but there's a reason. If you've ever been on a multiplayer server, you know all it is just mowing grass and chopping corn with a forage harvester. So, we'll see. Now, I didn't want to get the biggest tipper because we still have to get down the driveway to the BGA, and it's, that turn is my nemesis. So it'll be easier third person. And I am staying away from face tracking just for the moment. I keep messing with it off camera, and I am getting it dialed, but when I review some of the videos I realize it's not quite steady enough. I know what I want it to look like. It'll look like that. It's just not quite there yet. turn is. It's right here. Right. And I am confident saying that that bar that appears at the top of the screen, that glitch, it is texture related because it should happen just as we go around this bend here to the right. And of course it doesn't. Right. Engine off. Brakes off. Beacons off. Uh-huh. Well, we're down to about 11 tons. But you, sir, have you gone mad? Right. Let's just knock this out manually. Shouldn't take long. And we would most likely have to do this last little bit ourselves anyway. I know I've said this before, but the drawback to using a gamepad when it comes to loader tools and telehandlers and that sort of thing is you have to take one hand off the gamepad to operate the joystick, the flight stick. And in my case, when I do that, it's my right hand, and my right trigger on my gamepad is my throttle. Fairly standard. But take my hand away from the throttle, and tractor slows down. Now, there is, on this Razor controller that I'm on, there are some programmable buttons. So I can, let me get this other side first. Right. There are some programmable buttons, so what I could do is make like a secondary button on the left side. That would, it wouldn't be a trigger, it wouldn't be analog, it would just be kind of an on-off throttle. So I could tap that with my left hand. Since I'm steering with my left hand and braking with my left hand, I would just be able to tap that throttle. But I haven't done that for some reason, and I don't know if it's just me being lazy or if it's actually a bad idea. And on some level, I know that and just haven't gotten around to it. But, I mean, it's one of those things where it's simple enough. If it's a bad idea, you just program it back to what it was and call it good. You don't have to leave it there. Alright, so now... so this little bit. Alright. This little bit. Oh, it's making me get every little bit. Right. No worries. Oh, easy. Stop that. Right, so on the right-hand side, under the seasons display, it does say bunker silo is empty, which is nice to confirm for us that we can start putting chaff in there again. So I'm going to, just in the interest of housekeeping, I'm going to do a couple things on the side here. Go ahead and drop this off. All right. Right. Momentarily park this up right here till we figure out what to do with it. No, too many buttons. Right there. There you go. And we'll get this dumped and then we'll call it. What else? Was there anything else we wanted to do up here? Don't think there was. Right. Looks like 120,000 liters of digestate. So we will, depending on how much we put in here, well, we got 15% with 400,000. So even if we put in 800,000, that'll only give us 30% for what? What is that? Total of 45. Okay, so we're fine. We're not going to run out of space. I'll do some grass work off camera, probably till dark tonight. Wow, this thing dumps slow. I'll do grass work off camera, probably till dark tonight, and then tomorrow morning, assuming the crops are dry, we will head down to the store and either buy or rent a combine harvester. Right. Folks, thanks so much for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 2017 on Upton Farm. We'll see you next time. Take care now.